Hello and welcome to Don Chorus Writes, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction and audiofic. This is a special one-shot written for fall into Christmas and it's called It's You. So I hope you really enjoy it. Massive shout out to Laurie for doing this amazing, beautiful commissioned artwork for the thumbnail. She did a special request over Christmas, so make sure you go and send her loads of love. All her information and links are down below. Make sure you send me lots of love for writing and narrating it by smashing that like button. Comment down below what you think of it and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on other treats or the one-shots like this and other series and other gems coming your way and into the next new year. And I hope you enjoy. It's you. 8 months. 8 whole months have passed. They had agreed on this night, New Year's Eve, a new beginning by revealing their identities. Cat had been shopping. He had pulled strings and got some of the best designers to sketch out ideas for a new outfit he could wear to this life-changing event. After all, he wanted to make a good impression on Ladybug. After he reveals to her that her partner throughout this entire battle was actually the son of their enemy. But she wouldn't judge him, right? She would understand what he had been through, both as Cat fighting him the last battle and now as Adrian sitting next to his father's grave night after night, knowing that it was his catalysm in the end which killed him. No. What had killed him was his actions, his own desperation, his own madness. He stopped and took a deep breath. No. Tonight was not the night to fall down that rabbit hole and undo months' worth of expensive therapy. However he looked at it, it wouldn't change anything. Gabriel was dead, and the whole of Paris knew what he had done. They had watched the live broadcast of him being taken in handcuffs, with the caption, "Monarch is Gabriel aggressed." As Cat, he watched the once proud man, now broken and lost, being dragged into an old World War II bunker which had been fitted out with technology and cells he couldn't escape from, knowing it was over, knowing the wish will never happen, knowing he was already half dead. But Adrian, he got the questions. Millions of them, mostly asking why. Without Gabriel there to answer, the people, his people, turned to Adrian, and yet he couldn't answer his own questions, never mind everyone else's. And yet, when he takes off the mask to Ladybug, who will she see? Would she understand? It had gotten to the point, once Gabriel's funeral had been announced, Adrian had to disappear, missing from the public, from his friends, from Marinette, vanished 4 months ago. He had made sure his father's assets had been gifted to the city and the people for recovery and therapy centers. Watched as the bins overflowed with tiny metal rings once he had figured out the link towards the Akumas, realizing the extent Gabriel went to ensure the outcome of granting his wish. No, he didn't want any of that. To be honest, he was actually relieved to give it up, give it back, and one day he would just be Adrian. Maybe, one day, if she, his love, would marry him, he would take their last name, Very modern of himself, or so he would say, but really just a coward and wanting nothing to do with the name Agrest. Adrian Dupang Chang. Was that still a dream? His own personal wish? Would she even see him again after what he had put her through? Avoiding, arguing, disappearing. Kat kept a watch over her whilst Adrian had broken her heart, broken his promise. Kat wiped away the tears whilst Adrian never saw them. Why did he have to keep thinking about that? About her? Tonight wasn't about that. It was about his partner, his best friend, and focusing on how Ladybug would take his reveal, not Marinette. No. Focus. Tonight would be good. She would understand, and he would finally discover the identity of his first love. Would that change anything for him? That wasn't the reason he was doing this. Reveal. He was doing it because they had agreed as best friends it was time to remove the final secret between them, and if there was ever another threat to the city, they could find each other. Yeah, discovering who Ladybug was wouldn't change his feelings. It couldn't shake his love for Marinette. Could it? No. Whoever she was behind the mask was his partner, his best friend, who had supported him in more ways than she could possibly know. Especially after the battle. She had been his release, his comfort, his escape. Being Cat had showed himself that he wasn't his father's son. He had done everything in his power to stop Monarch, even when he found out. Even when he had discovered, when he finally took off the mask. Would she see all that? Would she? She, his lady, would see everything he had been through. Okay, maybe the Adrian part through the headlines, through the endless articles, but she had met Adrian enough after the battle to know the truth. She had even dropped by a few times to check up on him. Cat formed another ball of snow in his paws as he waited for his lady on the top of the roof, their usual spot, grateful he had transformed with his winter coat on. He placed the ball on top of the little body and picked up a small lump to form Plag's ears, his own. No, scratch that. Plag was the opposite of Olaf. Maybe if he ate all the catnip-covered camembert he could find, then maybe he might come close. Is that meant to be Plag? Ladybug said with a chuckle. Yes, Cat replied hesitantly. Oh, he is going to love that when he sees it. Or maybe Tiki would love it more. Hey! I don't think it's too half bad. I think I have what it takes to become a sculpture. Ladybug stopped laughing and instead let out a sigh. What's up, Elby? Oh, nothing. It's just hit me, that's all. That you are finally gonna understand how incredibly handsome I am behind the mask? Cat did his usual eyebrow wiggle, hoping to lighten the mood. After all, this was a good thing they were doing, right? They wanted this. You are already a handsome cat. I don't need the mask off to know that. He couldn't help turning red at how sincere her words were. Was that the first time Ladybug had given him a straight compliment on his features? She already thinks he's handsome, so what would she think of Adrian? Same goes to you too, my lady. Your beauty has always shined through. Thanks, Cat. Her deep blush highlighted by the glow of the holiday lights. But we don't need to do this. Shower each other with compliments just in case. No, I don't mean Albie, whoever you are behind the mask, you'll always be important to me. You mean that, Kitty? You promise? Of course. You, first and foremost, are my partner, my best friend. You won't leave me? He paused. She was panicking, nervous. He took her hands in his. Never! Her eyes locked onto their hands as she weaved her fingers through his, trapping him into her hold. You promise me? 10, 9, 8. The voices from below began counting down the seconds. Cat guided Ladybug off the roof and into a covered, disused balcony so that the hall of pirates below them didn't see the reveal. As long as you promise me the same. When this mask comes off and you see who... She took a step closer and squeezed his fingers. I promise. With all of my heart, you'll never lose me. I will always be there for you, Kitty. Cat. 6, 5, 4. Thanks, my lady. I'll hold you to that. I love you. Her words were lost as the city exploded in the streets below and the people of Paris celebrated as fireworks engulfed their usual transformation statement. The flash of red and green blended in with the multicolours above. Cat was still processing the words he had just heard coming out of Albie's lips with a tone that didn't suggest friendship, when all of a sudden the last person he suspected to be standing in front of him was staring straight back at him. Once or twice he had hoped his lady was his princess, but after the last year, he had prayed with all of his heart it wouldn't be her. But it was. It's you, he whispered, the night breath more visible than his words. Adrian, it is you, she replied. There was a smile on her face instead of surprise. The dam started to overflow. Too much was happening all at once, and struggling to contain it all, she stepped closer to him, and with a free hand she gently tapped him on the shoulder in a comforting manner, her eyes never leaving his. He lost all sense of time. Words were never spoken between them, but her look spoke of reassurance. An all too familiar marionette gaze he had grown to love and to hate. Her name circled around inside his head. Marinette. Marinette. Oh, Marinette. Then it stopped. His world stopped. She was standing in front of him. It had been her all along. It had always been her. His anchor, his North Star, his angel, his princess, his unwavering partner, his first and last love. Adrian. The tapping stopped as she guided her hands from his shoulder to his heart. Her eyes widened slightly, and he knew she could feel the hammering that was pounding against his ribcage. But she didn't remove it. Rather, she pressed deeper onto his chest. A hand slid past his woolen coat and dug into the knitted weave of his festive jumper she had given to him the previous Christmas. Oh, his dam was cracking in all directions now. He pressed his hand onto hers. The magical latex gone. It was his skin against hers. No. No longer Cat with his lady, but Adrian with his princess. A hand he knew better than his own, even down to the small scar on the back of her thumb when she had caught herself with a baking tray on their second or maybe third time they had baked cookies and she had stolen a kiss. It's you, he repeated. Was that all he could say? Yeah, It's me. And it's you. She smiled.
Wait, what? She smiled? Twice now. When they had transformed now? It wasn't her surprise smile either. It was a soft, kind smile. She knew. How? When? Why?
His emotions flipped back and forth like a kid with a frying pan and a pancake, unable to stop.
You?
Not really. Guessed. Not fully certain until, well, now.
When? How?
His voice trembled. A hand grasped the side of his face. The deafening sound of the crowd below celebrating the new year became white noise. All he saw were her familiar ocean eyes and the sound of his hammering heart.
Marinette.
After everything, watching what Adrian was going through, seeing how Kat was coping, the two men who I love became one. It made sense. We had already agreed to a New Year reveal at that point to give us time after everything. And to be honest, I was glad Kat was you, because when Adrian, it meant Ladybug, could still be there for you as Kat. I could still be there for you as whatever way you needed or allowed me to be.
I don't.
He let out the breath he'd been holding on as his forehead landed against hers. Hands glided to his cheeks as the thumb slid across, smudging the tears into his skin. There's no rush. Let it sink in, and I will understand. No matter what you choose, knowing Ladybug as me, if you need to walk away, He pressed a finger to her lips to stop the foolish flow of words.
I love you, Marinette.
The words burst out of his lips. He needed to say it. She needed to hear it.
I don't need time. I don't need anything. Just you. It's you. It's always been you. My first and last love.
You mean it, Adrian? Because I get it. I understand after.
I'm sorry.
Every segment was falling into place. What he had done as Adrian to Marinette. What she had done as Ladybug, knowing who he was.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. After everything, I pushed you away, so you didn't need to run away.
You, of all people, don't need to be sorry, Adrian. Like I said, I understand. As much as anyone can. No one can truly know but you.
It's not an excuse. I shouldn't have treated you.
Why don't we put it all in the past now? New year? New start?
New start?
Yeah. I mean, we don't have any secrets now. No more Ladybug and Cat identities issues. We know it all. He let out a puff of a chuckle.
We do. And it doesn't change anything for you?
This will make more sense once it sinks in, but when I worked it out, it was the final piece of the jigsaw, and I saw the whole picture, from beginning to end, and I fell in love with you more, deeper, but knowing you might not. She paused, reading, listening to his silent words in reply. I love you, Adrian. He brushed the stray hair from her face, allowing the precious words to fill up every atom of his body.
He wasn't alone anymore. Scratch that. He was never alone once he had Marinette. Without him knowing, she had transformed from his princess into his angel. She loves him, accepts him, all of him. His past, present, and his future with her. A strange sensation of peace flowed through him. A sensation he hadn't felt for years. Not since before his mother. When he had a home. And now he had more than a home. He had a new start. A new life with Marinette. You are everything. I loved you before. I love you more. He leant in and breathed into her lips. Thank you. Adrian. He didn't let her finish. The temptation to kiss her was overwhelming. Oh, he had missed this. The feel of her lips, the hunger for her taste. He pressed her tighter against him until it felt like they became one person again. Never wanting this moment to end. Especially when he felt her fingers dig into his hair and back, letting out cute, happy noises between breaths. For once, he was happy. No, excited about the prospect of a new year. He would have to come out of hiding, apologize to all of his friends and make amends, return to school, find a house to live in. He already had a home, and start university in the fall. All with Marinette by his side. He felt like anything was possible again. It's you! He laughed into her lips. It's us. Forever. She corrected him with a smirk. But I'm afraid we are going to freeze if we stay up here any longer. How about we take a swing back home? Curl up, hot chocolate. And I know there are 2 people who are hoping to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. They've missed you. She brushed a light kiss onto his lips. You never stopped being part of the family, Adrian. He tried and failed to sniff back the happy tears that now flowed down his cheeks. I missed Mama Chang and Papa Dupang, too. And for the record, I'll go wherever you lead. I will never let go again. I'm glad to hear that. She turned his face slightly, and with her already tear-soaked lips, she kissed away his. Spots on. Claws out. Thank you for listening. Oh, that's so sweet. For listening to this one shot. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you smash that like button down below. Send me lots of love. Share it out to other people. And make sure you comment down below what you think of it. And make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on other one-shots and other gems and other series that are coming your way and into the new year. And may I take this opportunity to say Happy New Year. I hope all your wishes and dreams come true in 2023, and I hope you're all good, and lots of love for the new year and everything to come. Bye.